Welcome back to Faith Talks. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sarah. Today's episode is special. We're diving into a message by Pastor Kyewoon Choi based on Luke 15. It's a passage many of us know, the parable of the lost sheep. But Pastor Choi frames it in a way that really challenges our church comfort zones.
Right. He starts by talking about the guest list at Jesus' table. If you look at Luke 15, 1-2, it says the tax collectors and sinners were all crowding around to hear Jesus. And the religious leaders, they were in the corner grumbling.
It's like a high school cafeteria, isn't it? There are invisible lines, the popular or holy people on one side, and the trash, as the Pharisees saw them, on the other. But Jesus intentionally sat at the table no one else wanted.
Pastor Choi points out something convicting. Most of us have a limit to our hospitality. We want a full church, sure, but we prefer it filled with people who look like us and don't make us uncomfortable. But to Jesus, those outcasts weren't numbers to be managed. They were treasures to be found.
Pastor Choi asks a tough question. Who are the tax collectors and sinners today? It's not the IRS. It's the people we might subconsciously shun. The ex-convicts, the prostitutes, the weirdos.
He mentions that the Pharisees had what he calls a better-than-thou attitude. They wanted Jesus to join their HMO club, the Holy Members Only Club.
Haha, the HMO club. That hits home. It's like walking into a wedding reception where every chair has a reserved sign for the important people, leaving the outcasts in the hallway.
Exactly. But Jesus was ripping those reserved signs off the tables. He says that the sinners loved hanging out with him. They might not have loved the religious people, but they loved Jesus because they felt seen, not judged. It makes you wonder, if sinners aren't flocking to our churches today, is it because we've put too many reserved signs on the pews?
Let's talk about the math of heaven that Pastor Choi highlights. In Luke 15:4, the shepherd leaves the 99 to find the one. In our world of efficiency, that sounds like a bad business move. Why risk 99% of your assets for 1%?
Because in God's eyes, human efficiency doesn't matter. Individual worth does. Pastor Choi used a great analogy. If a woman loses a $5 bill, she's annoyed. But if she loses her wedding ring, she tears the house apart. She moves the heavy sofa, gets the flashlight, and doesn't stop until she hears that clink of metal.
Because the ring is irreplaceable. To the world, a sinner is just a number. To God, that sinner is his wedding ring.
And think about the shepherd's effort. He doesn't wait for the sheep to wander back. He goes out under the scorching sun. Pastor Choi reminds us that a church is like a hospital proud of its clean hallways, but with empty emergency rooms, has forgotten its mission. Our ultimate concern has to be the lost.
This was my favorite part of the sermon, the until. Verse 4 says the shepherd searched until he found it. He didn't put an ad in the local paper and hope the sheep saw it.
Lost sheep, please return for a reward.
Exactly. But Pastor Choi notes that many churches have a waiting mindset. We wait for the wind to blow people through the doors. But Jesus says we have to be proactive. We have to go where they are.
And when he finds the sheep, look at what happens. He lays it on his shoulders. The sheep contributes nothing. No apology, no effort, just its weight.
It's like a marathon runner who collapses 10 feet from the finish line. The race director doesn't yell, "Get up and finish." He picks the runner up and carries him across. That's grace. The shepherd carries us because we are too exhausted by our own sin to walk back ourselves.
The episode ends with a celebration. When that one sheep comes home, there's more joy in heaven than over the 99. God throws a welcome party with the angels.
Pastor Choi closes with a challenge that we want to leave you with today. It's 3 questions. Is there a reserved sign on your heart? Are you acting as a barrier or a bridge? Do you see the value? Do you see your difficult neighbor as a nuisance or a soul more valuable than the universe? Who is your one?
I love that. Who is that one person in your life? A coworker, a family member, a friend, who is away from the fold? Write their name down. Put it on a sticky note. Pray for them this week, but don't stop there. Reach out.
Let's stop being a waiting church and start being a seeking church. Let's give heaven a reason to throw a party this week.
Thanks for joining us on Faith Talks. Special thanks to Pastor Kyewoon Choi for this powerful message on the joy in God's heart.
We'll see you next time.